Welcome to your practice, and namaste. So this short practice is one of several in a series that focus on peak yoga poses. And so a peak pose sequence means that we will work through several postures that warm us up, specifically warming up the areas of the body that will get us ready to come into the peak posture later on in the practice. And so this week's feature pose is Ustrasana, also known as Camel Pose. And Ustrasana is a deep back bending posture. It's known for its ability to open the heart and counteract the physical strain of daily habits like sitting or slouching. Some of the other benefits is it improves posture, it enhances spinal flexibility, it boosts respiratory health, helps to aid in digestion, strengthens the core and the legs, and it can also help support female health. And it has a couple of mental and energetic benefits, such as it helps to release emotions, it helps to reduce stress and anxiety, helps to build confidence, and it can energize the body. So that's your physical and subtle bodies. And so some historical reference about this lovely posture is it symbolized the qualities of resilience and endurance needed to navigate life's challenges, and the posture's arching back and heart-opening stance are said to represent the unyielding spirit of the camel, capable of traversing harsh terrains with grace and determination. So over your next couple of breaths, find your way to a comfortable seated position. You can sit such as I am here in this video, with your palms facing up towards the sky, resting on the backs of your knees with your legs crossed or feet crossed in Sukhasana, easy seated pose, or you can find some other comfortable seat. And just close your eyes down and bring your full focus to your breath here. So grounding and centering, coming in to the present moment. And so we're going to start our movement practice with some seated cat-cows. So inhaling to arc the spine, look up towards the sky, and then exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. And you're just going to continue that movement for just a couple of more rounds here. And then coming back to a neutral spine, take a deep breath in, and then on your breath out, you're going to twist your torso over to the left. So let your left fingertips rest behind you and right fingertips rest on left knee. And you may even want to bring that left ear down towards the left shoulder. So sneaking in a little extra neck stretch there. Then inhaling, coming back to center, arc the spine, look up towards the sky, exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, navel to spine. And same as the other side. So you're just going to do that for just a couple of rounds here. And then on that last round, you're going to come back to center, back to stillness. Inhale, grow long in the spine, and then exhale, twisting to the right. So we're warming ourselves up to come into our lovely Ustrasana Camel Pose. And in this twist to the right, you might want to bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. As you are ready, you're inhaling to come back to center here. And then as you exhale, we're going to move to a tabletop position. So if you're like me and you like to sit on something as you're sitting down in a comfortable seat, you're going to want to move that out of the way. And so we're just going to move through some rounds here of dropping hips to heels as we, after we arc the spine. Inhale to arc the spine, exhale, hips to heels, and then inhale, rounding up through the spine, coming back through center. So once again, we're just working to warm up our spine here. So just a few rounds of this funny variation of cat-cows to child's pose. So we're inhaling to arc the spine and then exhaling hips to heels, and then pausing in your child's pose. Inhale to bring your gaze up in between your hands, and then exhale, we're going to meet in our Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So first downward dog of the class, you want to press down through the four corners of the palms, grip the mat with the finger pads. Let the tops of the shoulders come down and away from the ears, and then perhaps you find some movement. So pedaling your feet, bending your knees, letting your torso sway side to side, maybe even shaking your head yes and no. Coming back to center, back to stillness. Inhale, we gaze up towards the top of the mat. Walk the feet up towards the top. Let your fingertips float up behind you, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. And then heel-toeing your feet out to a mat's width distance, the top of the mat, and then exhale, clasp the fingertips behind you and let the crown of the head drop down towards the earth. This is a wide-legged forward fold. You can always let your clasped fingers rest on your sacrum. I have plenty of space in my shoulders, so I don't need to do that. And then perhaps you find some movement. So perhaps you sway from side to side, shake your head yes and no, taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale to come back to center and back to stillness. So a nice deep shoulder stretch here. And so letting those clasped fingers come down onto your sacrum. Let your fingertips rest on the earth. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. And then exhale, heel toe your feet back into center. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms come out and up as you rise them up towards the sky. Exhale, Samastitihi, palms landing at heart center. Tucking your tailbone up towards your navel, let your shoulders be soft. Inhale, press palms, rise up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive down, hinging at the hips to fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, rising up to a flat back. Exhale, plant your fingertips, step your right toes back. Right knee drops to a pad or the earth. Inhale, rise your fingertips up high. Exhale, sink your hips down. Let your elbows bend and come to shoulder height. Dropping your fingertips down towards the earth. Inhale, straighten your back leg, tops of the shoulders down and away from the ears. Maybe you get light in your fingers. Exhale, step, step, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, raise heels and hips, and then exhale, heels and heart melt down towards the earth. Inhale, rippling your body forward into your plank pose. Exhale, dropping your knees, chest, chin, and then inhale, peel your heart up. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, curl toes, hinge hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, floating the right toes up to the sky behind you. You can always keep that bottom knee down on the earth. Exhale, round the spine, right knee to nose, stepping the right knee in between the hands. And then inhale, rising up to your Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 position. And then exhale, bend your elbows, drop them to shoulder height. Inhale, arc the spine, and then exhale, round the spine coming forward. So this is just a funny variation of cat-cows in your Warrior 2 stance, and just 3 rounds of these here. Inhaling to come back to center. Exhale, clasp the fingers at your sacrum, and then arc your spine and look up towards the sky. Inhale, step your left big toe to meet your right. Bend your knees, arc the spine, look up, and then exhale, swan dive down to your fold position. And then taking a moment in your Uttanasana forward fold here to bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. Let your torso sway from side to side. Shake your head, yes and no. Coming back to center, back to stillness. Inhale, dropping your fingertips onto the earth, reverse swan dive. Palms come up to touch up top, and then exhale. Palms land at heart center. All of that on the other side. So inhale, pressed palms, rise up high. Exhale, swan dive down, hinging at the hips to fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, rising up to a flat back. Exhale, plant your palms or your fingertips. Stepping your left toes back, left knee drops down to a pad or the earth. Inhale, rise your fingertips up high. Exhale, sink your hips down low and let your elbows sink to shoulder height. Inhale to drop your fingertips to center around or frame your front foot. Straightening your back leg, perhaps you get light in your fingers. Exhale, will meet in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, raise heels and hips up high, and then exhale, heels and heart melt down towards the earth. Inhale, ripple forward to your plank pose. You can always drop your knees down. Exhale, actually drop knees, chest and chin down towards the earth. Inhale, peel your heart up, Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Exhale, curl toes, hinge hips, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, float the left toes up towards the sky. And then exhale, round the spine, left knee to nose. Float the shoulders over the hips, stepping your left foot in between your hands. Dropping that right heel down off towards the left back corner of the mat. Inhale, we'll meet in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 position. Exhale, let your elbows drop to shoulder height. And then inhale, arc the spine. Exhale, round and let your nose come towards your knees. So we're doing that little movement 3 times. Inhale 2, clasp the fingers at the sacrum, arc the spine, look up high. Exhale, look forward and step your left big toe towards to meet your right, bend your knees. Inhale, arc and look up high. And then exhale to come into your Uttanasana, forward fold position. And once again, you may want to bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. Shake your head, yes and no. Swaying from side to side here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Breath out, we come back to center, back to stillness. Breath in, rising up to a flat back. Breath out, step, step, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And dropping your knees down to the mat, coming through a tabletop position. We have made it to our lovely peak pose. So you're going to come to stand on your knees. You may want a pad. So a folded up blanket is really nice to place under your knees. If the floor or the earth is too much for your sensitive knees, this is a great way to take up space in between. Provide a little padding. Coming to stand on your knees, tuck your tailbone up and let your shoulders soften down your back. You can tuck your toes or not. I like to tuck my toes to take up some space. Gives a little more stability here. Next breath in, we're going to circle the arms out and up, reach the fingertips up high, and then breath out, you're going to circle the arms down and around. Place your hands on your back. I like to have my fingertips facing up, but you can absolutely face the fingertips down if that is too much for your wrists. I like the little extra wrist stretch. Next breath in, shrug the shoulders down the back, arc into the spine. Breath out, just lean back here. So this is a really nice heart and throat opening posture. This is the entryway into your Ustrasana, Camel Pose. Take a deep breath in through the nose, breath out. Perhaps you drop your hands down behind you to come into the full extension of your Ustrasana Camel Pose. Perhaps you don't. You can always stay with your palms resting on your back. And wherever you are in the posture, breathe in, nice and deep. On your next breath out, make your way back to standing on your knees, placing your palms on the earth. And backing up, moving your blanket out of the way, if that is there. And then making your way all the way down to your Dandasana, staff pose. So bringing the flesh of the bum out from underneath of you, growing long and tall in the spine here. Let your palms rest on the earth by your hips and flex out through your toes. Next breath in, we're reaching our fingertips up high. Breath out, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So we are counteracting the action of the deep back bend from our Ustrasana Camel Pose. So as you're here in your Paschimottanasana, think of trying to gently round into the spine and just taking some deep breaths here. So just breathing into what you feel from all of the work we just did in this little short sequence leading up to this moment. So sending your breath into the back side of your heart space. And next breath in, we're going to slowly peel ourselves all the way back up. Reach your fingertips forward, walking yourself towards the front of your mat, and then breath out. See if you can lay down on purpose. So see if you can keep your heels on the earth and coming into a reclined position as slowly and meaningfully as possible. Bend your knees, soles of the feet are on the earth here. Bring your knees and feet to touch, drawing your knees towards your face, face towards your knees, giving yourself a hug here as you breathe in. And then breath out, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. So if you've been watching this video, you will notice that there are many butterflies flying around. So what better way to come into a reclined position of stillness here. Letting the palms of your hands rest on your frontal hip flexors. And letting your knees fall out to the sides. And so if having your knees out to the sides creates too much strain, you can always prop a couple of blocks. So a block on each side of your knees to take up space. To come out, we're going to come into our Shavasana corpse pose. So you're going to bring your palms to the outsides of your knees. Let your knees touch and then straighten out your legs. Or you can remain in Shavasana in your Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can take this time to come into complete stillness simply by remaining in your reclined butterfly position. And however you decide to come into complete stillness here to finish out this lovely short little class focusing on our peak pose of Ustrasana Camel Pose. Making sure to come into complete stillness, complete silence. Closing your eyes down, bringing your full focus on your breath. And then once you decide to come out, bringing some subtle movement into your body by wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles. Perhaps you come into a full body stretch by reaching your arms up overhead and pointing down through your toes. And perhaps you give yourself another hug by drawing your knees in towards your face, face in towards your knees. Coming to a reclined or a side-lying fetal position. And as you are ready, making your way back up to a seated position. And I hope you have enjoyed this short sequence focusing on our Ustrasana Camel Pose. If you can remain in stillness longer, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much. Way too fast. It's always way too fast, and that's why I don't like voiceover videos, because they're way too fucking fast. All right. Bye. He's a good boy for not getting on the couch. All right. Let me mix up this peanut butter and make my face wash. What do you want? Talk about it being so great for whatever. I do not want to make a salad. What else is new?
Your mother is just going to have to start voicing it as she goes along. Shashi! Mother was going to spring clean the restrooms, but Mother is not doing that today. Shashi!
I'm gonna have to download Pinterest, which probably ain't even gonna fucking work. I ain't going nowhere till I get there, darling. Hate to tell you.
I don't know what to do.
She thinks she gonna cry to me now.
I miss my stupid ex. It wants nothing to do with me. And I just freaking woke up in Haley's house and no one is here and no one has answered me. And I miss my ex. I miss so much.
I'm sorry, honey. I mean, I can come get you if you want, but you're gonna have to come home, obviously. And I'm not gonna be able to come get you until I get Darren later. So he gets off in 3 hours.
I just did so much to not be alone, and I'm left all alone all the time, no matter what I do. And I just don't want to be alone anymore.
I understand that, but I mean, people can't be right on top of you all the time though, honey. I don't know where your friend is, or what happened with that, but you know, I don't know. I mean, the best I can do is come get you when I get Darren. It's in just a couple of hours if you want me to. And I'm sure that your friend is not going to stay gone forever. I mean, she lives there. And yeah. I mean, did she not send you messages or anything? Or what's happening with that? I'm sorry, honey. I mean, I can come get you if you want, but you're going to have to come home, obviously. And I'm not going to be able to come get you until I get Darren later. So he gets off in 3 hours. I understand that, but I mean, people can't be right on top of you all the time though, honey. I don't know where your friend is, or what happened with that, but you know, I don't know. I mean, the best I can do is come get you when I get Darren. It's in just a couple of hours if you want me to. And I'm sure that your friend is not going to stay gone forever. I mean, she lives there. And yeah. I mean, did she not send you messages or anything? Or what's happening with that? Okay, well, just hang in there for just a little while, and I will come get you if you want me to. Or, you know, I'll call you once I'm heading in to get Darren. So, or I'll call you like around 8 o'clock or so and see what's going on there. Everything is a goddamn tragedy.
That's why I'm confused. I literally woke up at my friend's house and no one is here, and no one has messaged me all day. Like, I'm lost, and then I walk to McDonald's, and I get a drink, and still barely anyone has messaged me. I'm just confused, and I don't understand what's going on. And every single time that I'm used to being alone, or I don't understand what's going on, I just call Elijah and he helps me figure it out. But now